Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Take Two of the Two Foot Tackle Podcast, Season 3, Episode 18, 17. Yes, it's Take Two because it's currently 4:20 p.m. Monday, the 27th of November, and normally I like to get these start recording about 1:30, done by 2:30 max, and then I've got the whole afternoon and evening to, edit, make the clips, social, upload, all the good stuff, so that by Monday 9 p.m. give or take, everything is done. All I need to do is just upload the TikToks and the clips and everything. So I was halfway through getting the recording done. I actually started a bit late. I actually started about 2:30. Halfway through getting it done, and then was 45 minutes into it, and just a massive error message just pops up on OBS. Your file has corrupted. There has been an encoding error. So that's just awesome. That's terrific. So yeah, this is going to be the second time I'm going to be speaking about what I'm going to be speaking about today. So hopefully I don't reuse what I said, but you guys don't know what I said because I can't even look at the video back, let alone you guys. So yeah, this is take two, but I hope everyone is well. I'll battle through. It's okay. It's going to cost me another 40 minutes. So I hope they should be done by 5 and I might be up a little bit later. Oh well. But yes, thank you all for returning once again if you are new around here. I'm your host, Ari Stamatakos. Make sure you subscribe. Well, I hope you're all well before I tell you what to subscribe. I hope you're all well, of course. Hope you're all well. Hope your teams won over the weekend. Feels really weird doing this twice, but yeah, hope your team's won over the weekend. I hope you have enjoyed yourself, sporting wise and just generally as well. Like I said, heading into December, heading into Christmas time, and Melbourne didn't really get the memo for the weather because the weather has been appalling recently. So that's just awesome, terrific, love to see that. But yes, hope everyone is well. And before we kick things off, I implore you all to subscribe to the Two Foot Tackle Podcast. Notification bell. Notification bell, like it, share it around. It does mean all the world. All the audio platforms, Two Foot Tackle Podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcast. So even if you do listen to it even if you do watch it on YouTube, just flick on over to Spotify or your various Apple or your various audio platforms and just, I don't know, have it on while you're eating dinner. Just put it on mute. Just let it run through, or I don't know, when you're doing some uni work, just put it on mute in the background or whatever. And then obviously 5-star rating and subscribing and notification bell for all that good stuff as well means more than the world. Okay, we're doing this again. Okay, so what's on the agenda for today? Not also quickly, I did mention that last time. For those keen eye viewers on YouTube, you see a new addition to the background. Bottom right hand corner of the screen, behind my left shoulder, is Jack Silvani. You won't know who Jack Silvani is. Some of you might, some of you probably won't. But he's an AFL footballer. So I do content not just for the round ball for football. I do for AFL football as well. So Jack Silvani is an AFL footballer that plays for Carlton, the team that I support. So yes, this was sent to me by Terry, my boss. If he watches this, he'll be good. He'll be glad to know that I call him my boss. The person who runs the Broad YouTube channel, who's the organisation I do some other content for. So yes, he sent me that to put in the background to diversify it a little bit. I'm digressing as per, but yes. What are the topics to discuss today? Not a lot, to be honest. I want to speak on a couple of things regarding the Premier League, City versus Liverpool. I want to speak on very briefly, and then obviously all the Australian news as well. Yes, all the Australian news as well. So we're going to be doing. It's going to follow the same structure. Yeah, going to follow the same structure as always. So yes, let's briefly speak on the Premier League before we touch on the talking points of the Premier League, because not a lot to speak about. So I just want to do a brief. When I struggle to figure out things to speak about, I do like to just briefly touch on the overview of the Premier League. So yes, let's go. Obviously started with City and Liverpool, which I'll touch on a little bit more in depth later on. Newcastle beat Chelsea 4-1, which is just awesome. Just awesome. Lovely stuff. As being a Chelsea supporter, it's just the best because, you see obviously you see clubs go through ebbs and flows and you think, okay, we're going through our dip currently. We're going to come out the other side. And you know what? When we beat Fulham 2-0, good result. We beat who else? We beat Fulham 2-0. We beat Burnley 4-1. Lovely results. Lovely results. Drew to Arsenal. You know what? Not a bad result. Not a bad result. Drew to Arsenal. We took the lead. And we capitulated in that game. But still, we're 2-0 up against Arsenal. Drew, not a bad result. Lost to Brentford, but I rebounded. Beat Blackburn in the cup. Beat Spurs 4-1. Drew to City 4-4. Showed some good resilience in that game. Showed some fight. Being able to score 4 goals against the best team in the world is pretty good. And then just humiliated, embarrassed, capitulated. Just terrific. So, And, a depleted Newcastle team as well, which is just awesome. Like not heavily depleted, but a depleted enough Newcastle team for it to be really bad that we lost in the way that we did. So, just terrific. The only goal we scored came from a set piece. Didn't even score an open play. We let a 17-year-old boss the midfield. What more can you say, right? What more can you say? Just terrific. Absolutely world-class stuff from Chelsea. So, yeah, that's awesome. That's great. I love watching my football team play football. It's awesome. But, yes, apart from that, West Ham, 2-1 win over Burnley. Burnley, still only with 1 Premier League win so far this season. They are struggling. Vincent Kompany's men aren't doing good. Jay Rodriguez with the penalty. Fuck, he's still going around. That's when you know you're in a little bit of a shit situation. Obviously, Souček with the goal and their own goal within a matter of minutes to break Burnley hearts. Luton beat Palace 2-1. Luton were one of the other teams who were on 1 Premier League win, and then they beat Palace at home in incredible fashion with a pretty boring game up until the 10-minute period in which all 3 goals went in. It was the 72nd to the 83rd or whatever it was. Yeah, 72nd, 83rd minute. 3 goals in between those times. So that's awesome. That's awesome for that for Luton. They got their win. They're out of the relegation zone somehow. I think obviously Everton's point deduction has a lot to do with that. Hopefully they can kick on and maybe survive, despite not a lot of people thinking they will, because that ground is also terrific. You obviously all know the memes around their ground. And Palace, Elise's goal, unreal. Like, how on earth did Crystal Palace have Elise and Eze in the same team? It's like this podcast might be a little bit more strange than usual because I'm recording it twice and I'm quite tired. So, I'm just a bit rambling. But it's like Palace with their team. It's like, you know, the old, I was going to say FIFA, but it's not even FIFA. It's the old FIFA Street. So, like, do you remember old FIFA Street, like the original kind of FIFA Streets where you wouldn't pick the best teams? You'd pick the teams that just had the best players that you could do skills with. That would be like, you'd pick Palace, like this version of Palace with Eze and Elise. Like, you could just fucking skin people, just left, right, and centre. Like, they'd be so fun to play with. And obviously, even Schlupp has a bit of techers about him. Will Hughes as well. He's pretty technical. So, yeah, they've actually got like a really good attacking team. A shame they just can't. I don't know what's going on because their team on paper is really good. Like, the team on paper is really good. Like, check Takure and Jefferson Lerma in midfield's unreal. Eze and Elise are very good. Guay and Anderson are great. Johnston is a good goalkeeper. They're just lacking, I don't know, a bit of potency up front. Probably is the big issue. And a good manager that isn't going to die any second. So, yeah, shame for Roy, I guess. But, Elise's goal, fucking banger. And I'm going to speak about good goals in a little bit. But, yeah, Elise's goal, banger. Just takes the touch, skins, gets past his man, cuts inside, left foot, whip, top corner. Thank you very much. Because that was the vibe. So, yeah, they lost, but still a great goal. Still a great goal. You have to give credit's due. So, yeah, that's good for Elise. Obviously, Brighton beat Forest 3-2. Evan Ferguson scored again. He scored his 6th goal so far this season, 6 goals in 12 games. Pretty good return, especially for Brighton, who have this just stupidly funny history of producing really good strikers who can't score. So good to see that he's actually scoring some goals. So that's really good for him. Ansu Fati playing for Brighton would never not amaze me, despite him obviously coming off injured in the 21st minute, which is unfortunate. But yeah, they got a 3-2 win, so good on them. Bournemouth beat Sheffield United, terrific. I don't really care. And Arsenal beat Brentford 1-0. Kai Havertz scored. Kai. Where do we touch on with Kai Havertz? he's just really funny, isn't it? Like, I know I'm a Chelsea supporter, and he's given me the greatest moment of my life. One of, not because I think Matt Leckie holds that crown. One of the greatest moments of my life, right? When he receives a through ball from Mount, rounds Addison, and scores into an empty net in Porto to win the Champions League for Chelsea. It's delirium, right? Delirium, and he will forever be in my heart for that. However, he sucks. So like, and he left Chelsea in such a bad way because he was awful. So it's like, okay, it's really unfortunate because like, you look at the people that live in infamy based on moments for Chelsea, right? You've got Drogba, obviously, with the one above me, scoring the goal in that whole Champions League final, the equaliser, and scoring the winning pen. So there's that. You've got Lampard scoring our first goal in a European Cup final against United and scoring the goal to win us our first league title in however many years it was, in 2005 when he rounded, what was it? He would have been in goal for Bolton. Was it Bolton? It was Bolton. It was Jääskeläinen at the Reebok. When he rounds Jääskeläinen at the Reebok and scores, and we win our first league in however long, first Premier League title, you're like, infamy, right? Obviously scores the first goal in the European Cup final. Even Torres, right? Torres fits in. So they're the two people that fit in the good category of they live in infamy for good reasons. Then you've got people like Havertz, who lives in infamy because he did one good thing ever. You've got people like Torres, who obviously scored the goal against Barca and won the corner for the Drogba goal. He lives in infamy, but apart from that, he was average. And then you got people like Michy Batshuayi, who scored at the Hawthorns to give us to win the league with Conte, our last league title that we won. So like, yeah, but also no. Yeah, you live in infamy. We love you, but also you're not that good. So like, but anyways, Kai, good on him. I wish him well. I really do because he gave me so much happiness. So I really do wish him well, but I just don't think he's a good footballer. I was really holding on for dear life there towards the back end. I was like, no, he's going to turn good. He'll turn good, and then he just didn't. Never did. He's not a striker. I think he's probably the main thing. Like, when did he play? Did he play as a cam? Yeah. He got subbed on for. Who did he get subbed on for? Martinelli. So yeah, he would have played as a 10 because Trossard. They would have moved Trossard up. Yeah. So he plays as a 10. Is he a 10? He doesn't have the technical ability to be a 10. Is he an 8? Can't defend. Is he a striker? Can't finish. Not a winger. Doesn't have enough pace. I don't know. We've had this discussion before about Havertz, but yeah. Anyway, good on you, Kai. That's good for him. Tottenham, Villa. Tottenham lose again. That's a shame. Oh no, Tottenham lose again. Nah, genuinely. Like, I feel bad for Ange because I don't think it's his fault. But it's not good enough. Like, realistically, 3 in a row. 3 losses in a bounce, lose to Wolves, lose to Chelsea in the way that they did at home. Yeah, there's obviously extenuating circumstances going down to 9 men against Chelsea, the injuries as well, and the suspensions. Having a very, very makeshift team against Villa. Yeah, with the defensive partnership of Emerson Royale and Ben Davies. Yeah, you can kind of understand and go, yeah, it wasn't, like, you can't really expect sparklings from it. Adogi and Porro, 2 players who probably suit a team that dominates possession a little bit more and dominates the game a little bit more, not with knowing that they have the protection of 2 good centre halves next to them to help them out. So when they don't have that, their performances wane a little bit. Bentancur and Lo Celso aren't defensive midfielders. They can't play in a pivot slightly deeper because neither of them are overly defensive. So obviously Bentancur comes off with an injury after half an hour, and Højbjerg comes on. I'm not surprised to see Højbjerg not playing, because I think Højbjerg will be phased out slowly. Because he just doesn't suit Ange's system. I think just there's no progressiveness. There's no press proofness. So yeah, I know he came on. He played centre back, I think, against Wolves, if I'm remembering correctly. Did he start at centre back? No, sorry, it was Dyer and Davies. Oh, sorry, he played as a centre back in the latter stages of the game against us. So yeah, did he? I'm almost certain he did. Yeah, he got subbed on at half-time and basically played as a centre-back. Yeah, he got subbed on for Van de Ven. Yeah. On the strike of half-time anyway. So, yeah. I think, Højbjerg will be phased out. I don't think he's a player that Angel wants. So, that doesn't surprise me that he didn't start. And I think that slightly more advanced and aggressive double pivot is something that Angel probably want to look to a little bit more. Because even at Celtic, and even in it with Australia and with Brisbane Roar and stuff, he didn't really have a destroyer. He didn't really have a true number six. Like his number sixes were always a little bit more attacking, a little bit more aggressive. I mean, he transformed Aaron Moy into a number 8. He transformed Aaron Moy into a proper 8 instead of being like a 6 in which he was. So I think that goes to show that his ability to take players and give them a little bit more of an attacking license and make him more advanced. I think that's probably the avenue that he's going to go down with some of Spurs' players. So I don't think Højbjerg is a player that can really adapt to that. So I won't be surprised to see Bentancur be a very prominent part of Ange's system going forward, because he has the ability to pick up the ball deep and can drive and can also pass and can also do a little bit of defending. Lo Celso, I think, is a key to Spurs, especially while Maddison's out, because if Ange can turn Lo Celso into a pretty good player, I feel like that can really cover Maddison just for the meantime, and then also provides good depth and also provides a second option as well, because I think Lo Celso and Maddison are different kind of players. Lo Celso probably has a little bit more, I wouldn't say defensiveness about him, but he can play a little bit more. He can play in a pivot more often. Maddison's probably a little bit more advanced, likes to push on the shoulder of the striker and be almost like a shadow number 9, like a centre forward. Whereas Lo Celso plays almost like a centre mid, but advanced, like a true number 8. So, one of those things for Tottenham. But Villa were great. Villa were good. So they lost on XG, they lost on possession, lost on shots, but they took their chances very well, and they were clinical at the end of the day. So 47th minute goal. No, 52nd minute goal, but in the first half, which is just unfortunate for Spurs, but oh well, it's one of those things. And then United beat Everton. United beat Everton 3-0. Perfect segue onto the first proper talking point, and that is Garnacho and his goal. Okay, all right. Where do we sit with his goal? So, firstly, actually, before I speak on that, the protests, hilarious, so funny, absolutely hilarious. Seeing Goodison Park showered in red will forever be hilarious to me. I just think it's so funny, considering the fact that Liverpool, their arch rivals, wear red, and the team that they were versing also wore red. So for Everton fans to hold up red signs, it's just a beautiful piece of irony. It's a beautiful piece of irony. So I understand the message, and I understand flying the plane over the Etihad as well. That was quite funny. But it's just the way that the execution, I think, is the funny part about it. I think the theory and the reasoning is fine. The execution is what I find very, very funny with. So, yeah, that's all for that. Let's speak on Garnacho's goal. Right. So it's a good goal. Right. It's a great goal. Great goal. First 3 minutes of the game was third minute, crossed into the back post, just sizes it up, bang, overhead kick, bicycle kick, scissor kick, whatever you want to call it. Terrific, right? However, let's bring the mic closer. He does shin it though, doesn't he? He does shin it. He really does shin it. And I'm bringing the mic closer to my face for this, because I want to emphasize, he shins it. He absolutely shins it. There is no way, unless Garnacho went up for that scissor kick and in his head thought, I'm going to connect this with my shin and it's going to go top corner, then I'm not going to give him a lot of credit for it, because he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. It's like when players score a stupidly good own goal. Like, they don't mean it, so you don't give them credit for it. So he just went up, intended to hit it with his foot, and didn't hit it with his foot, and hit it with his shin. In the same way that Rooney, with his scissor kick against Man City, that hit his shin as well. So, unless these players are practicing bicycle kicks in which the intent is for the ball to hit their shin pad, look, I don't know. It's just a little bit of an asterisk, in my opinion, because it's probably not as clean as some scissor kicks I've seen in the past. I would probably rank Christian Benteke's scissor kick a little bit higher up against Liverpool, against United. Sorry, I would probably rank. I'd rank Bale's. I think Bale in the Champions League final set the benchmark for scissor kicks. I can't remember if he shinned that. He might have shinned that, but regardless, I think that is the benchmark for scissor kicks. Ronaldo's against Juventus as well, or against Real Madrid. No, against Juventus. Sorry. Yeah, great goal, terrific finish. Garnacho has absolutely crushed that. However, he shinned it. So, how much credit, or is there a little bit of an asterisk, or is it a good goal but he didn't mean it type thing? I don't know, but good on him. And also the celebration is just, come on, man. I know Ronaldo's your hero, and I know he's like your idol and all that good stuff, but come on, man. You could have done an unreal knee slide. You could have done a lot of other things instead of just so. I don't know. Look, I'm never going to score a goal half as good as that ever in my life, whether it's kicking the ball down the park with anyone or in any sort of sanctioned game. So I guess I'm in no real position to talk. But, yeah. Good on him. However, you know what? I'm going to go out as far as say, not even the best goal on the weekend. I think Elise's goal was better. I think Michael Elise's goal was better. That is my bold statement. And you know what? This is probably, I'm going to go on a tangent, but I don't care. That's probably says a lot about the goals that I like. So I am I'm going to be such a nerd, but I am fascinated with ball striking. So I love like seeing a player hit a ball cleanly, right? After like something else. So one touch wallops are great, right? One touch cracks are just unreal. So scissor kicks, or like, I don't know, Wanyama's goal for Tottenham against Liverpool at Anfield at the Cop end, like goals like that. Goals like Thiago Alcantara's against Porto, like goals like that where there's just one touch, bang. I like that. I don't mind them. Like Essien's goal against Arsenal, Tiote's goal against Arsenal, like those goals, I think they're terrific. However, there's just something that I find more satisfying or like majestic or like pleasing on the eye, and that's a goal that like a player takes a touch, runs down the line, skips past the man, cuts inside and whacks the top corner. So that's why I really, really like Elise's goal. Like I had a better reaction to Elise's goal than Garnacho's goal when I first saw them both. That's probably just maybe a little bit biased because United, like fuck United, but I also think there's reason behind it. I just like Salah's goal against City in the 21-22 campaign. I think it was just after Christmas, or just after the New Year, maybe just before the New Year at Anfield. Left of screen, where he just like sweeps past six and whacks it far corner. Like those goals are really satisfying to me. Like Hazard's goal against Liverpool in almost the same spot in the Carabao Cup, I think it was. Like those goals are insane. Salah's goal against Chelsea at Anfield in front of the Cop, where he takes it down on the wing, cuts inside on his left and just whacks it top corner. Those ones are good, where like it takes a little bit of a touch, gets past a man, and then whacks it instead of just first time wallop. But it was a good goal. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a bad goal. I just think like, did he mean it? He shinned it. Absolutely shinned it. And you can't. I'll tell you what the thing is. You can't even come back to me and say he didn't, because it's clear to see that he shinned it. So yeah. Anyways, just one of those things, eh? But I don't think United fans care. And fun enough, I don't think Garnacho cares, which is probably the main thing, to be honest. Okay, moving on to the next topic I want to speak about. And this is, I'm going to speak about the Trent thing. Because I haven't really had the Trent discussion on here before, and I feel like it's a good time to have it. So I'm going to do the whole shebang. So on the weekend, City versus Liverpool, Trent gets the equaliser for Liverpool, 80th minute, scores and shushes the crowd. The reason why this is controversial, and if you go on Twitter, you know why it's controversial, is because a lot of people were saying that Doku, who was his direct opponent for most of the afternoon, dominated. And I think FotMob and SofaScore have both given him man of the match, gave him an 8.8 rating. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold got dribbled past 7 times. Doku had something like 18 successful dribbles or 15 successful dribbles or something along those lines. So the long story short is that Doku got the most out of Trent. And I think the Trent discussion is very nuanced. It's very nuanced and very complicated because the only reason it's a debate and the only reason it's as big of a conversation as it is because of the competition that he's versing. And by competition, I literally mean direct competition for people in his position. Right back, in these day and age, is stacked, especially English right backs. Trippier, Walker, Reece James, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. World-class right backs, right? And even across the board, you've got Hakimi and you've got like these guys, right? So there is world-class right backs left, right, and centre. And I think, I mean, the topic of world class has also been quite hotly debated on social media recently as well. I'm not going to get into that debate right now, but the point stands. Really, really good right backs. Trent, there's no denying that Trent is an unbelievable talent. Unbelievable talent. However, he is in a really, really weird situation where Trent is, like, how I describe this, Trent is in a really, really weird situation where the position that he plays actually exposes his biggest deficiency, in which is his one-on-one defending, right? It would be like playing Jorginho on the wing when his biggest deficiency is pace. So that is why when you analyse Trent and when you speak about Trent, it's very nuanced because he's unbelievable. He's so good. But the position he plays doesn't get the best out of him. However, the position that he plays, he was one of the best, if not the best in the world at that position for 2 years. So it's like, is he actually any good? I think he is. Is he a right back? I don't think he is. I think his best position, I think to get the best out of Trent, is to play him as a central midfielder. In front of a single pivot on the right-hand side, that's his best position. But realistically, does he have the spatial awareness to be a central midfielder? Can he integrate himself to completely transforming himself back to being a central midfielder after playing there at youth level? Like, what is it? What is the situation with Trent? I just don't know. I think the criticism on him is very harsh because I think he's very good. But also, he can't really defend. Like, he can, but like I think the debate, the talk about him not being able to defend has been blown stupidly out of proportion, right? Because he's not bad. He's not objectively bad at defending. Is he elite? No. Is he very good? No. Is he good? Is he bordering? Is he average? Probably that's the most apt word. He's an average defender. But he's exceptional in almost every other area of the ground. Which means, how do you... where's his best position? I think one-on-one defending is most important for fullbacks because they're the positions that get isolated the most with wingers. You don't really see central midfielders having to defend one-on-one very, very often, right? You don't see centre-backs defending one-on-one very often, right? So if you move him into a slightly more central position, naturally, players flood around the ball, players fill space, and a one-on-one situation all of a sudden becomes a 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 3-on-4, etc., where he has help, right? And you'd very rarely get dribbled past as a central midfielder as well. So I think maybe that's a solution, just play him in midfield. And also in the same vein, do we stop judging him as a right back? Do we start judging him as a midfielder? Because I know towards the back end of last season and at some stages of this season, he's played as a right back but has like tucked in and played as like a quite centrally, a little bit how City have adopted that 3-2-5 formation or a 3-2-4-1 formation. Similar to what Klopp is doing, right? Or it's being mirrored a little bit at Liverpool with Trent being slightly more central. But I just don't know. And I think I had this thought the other day, and it will never happen. But I think there's a world in which England could play Kyle Walker right back, Kieran Trippier left back, Declan Rice, central defensive midfielder, and Reece James and Trent Alexander-Arnold as 2 central midfielders. it will never happen because you've got Bellingham, you've got Henderson, you've got Foden, you've got Maddison, you've got all these players. But imagine how... I think that would be so good. I think that would be so good because Reece and Trent complement each other so well. Think about it. If Reece James and Trent were a central midfield partnership, they would complement each other so well. Like, you have Reece, who is the bigger body, a little bit more powerful, stronger in a tackle, better defensively, but can also ping a pass around and can make those late runs into the box and be like a little bit more of a true box-to-box midfielder. Whereas Trent can be that elegant, fluid playmaker, occupying the half spaces, breaking lines with stupidly good passes and crossing balls into the box like De Bruyne. It would be such a good double pivot. Like, it would be unreal. Maybe with like a Declan Rice sitting just behind them to give them a little bit more defensive security, or even like a Maddison or a Bellingham playing in front of them to give them a little bit more attacking fluidity to connect the front line and the midfield a little bit more. I don't know. It will never happen, but I just feel like it'd be unreal. I'd love to see that. I don't know. Just a little bit of a thought, but yeah. Anyways, I don't know how that's anywhere related, but yeah, I think that they find themselves in similar situations, Trent and Reece, where they probably aren't suited to being right backs, but that's just where they play, so they're being judged as right backs. Whereas I think we should judge them as footballers. I think Trent is an unbelievable footballer, just not an unbelievable right back. Not currently. He was one of the best right backs in the world, if not the best right back in the world for a couple of years. So, I guess it also helps the fact that Liverpool, like the more Liverpool dominate games, the more he's on the ball, the more chances he has to show his class, and the less likelihood that he's being targeted one-on-one. And also when Van Dijk's playing really well, when Matip's on form, or Gomez or Konate or whoever, it also doesn't help that they don't really have a DM. Like, when Fabinho was one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, it also helped him as well, because Fabinho would drop, centre-backs would split, Trent would push up, and it'd create that 3-2-5 formation. That's common as all hell when you 4-3-3s in football these days, because it works. That's why. So yeah, I just wanted to have the Trent conversation because I feel like it's quite interesting. I think overall he's not bad. He's not a bad footballer, but also he's not exceptional right now. But also he is very, very good at football. Is he very, very good at being a right back right now? Probably not. But like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna. That's all I'm gonna do. Just that. Like, just hands up in the air. Like, I don't really know what's going on, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's enough for the conversation I want to have. So I'm gonna have a quick break and return with some Australian football chat. Yes. Okay, I'm back, and this is where the recording stopped the last time. Please don't stop. If you're watching this now, you know it hasn't stopped, and it's fine. Just, I've cleared space, I've reset the whole shebang, so just please don't fuck up, please. I don't want to record this again. I don't have time. I've got work tomorrow. I need to wake up early. Okay, let's move on. And let's actually, before we take a flight to Australia, let's take a flight to France. Because Patrick Kisnorbo has been sacked. He won 2 out of 39 games for Troyes, or however. Disappointing, because he proved that he's a good enough manager in the A-League. Was it a little bit too early for him, maybe? Disappointing nonetheless, because we've had a lot of success with Australian managers overseas, and he's probably the one blip on the record recently. So maybe he can come back to the A-League, maybe he can go to one of the lower leagues in England, or maybe go to Asia, go to Japan, or go to Korea, or go to a league like that, and apply his trade again before making the move back. I think he's a good. I think he's a competent manager. He definitely has potential, but I just think he was pushed into a very important role too early. Like, he was managing in League One. Like, that's a big jump. That's a big jump for the A-League, right? Even Ange didn't do that. Ange went the long way, right? And maybe that's something that you need to do. Maybe it was too early for him, and maybe it's a lesson learned. Which, look, he's still young. Bloke was playing football 10 years ago, so like, he's still really, really young as a manager. Still has a lot to learn, and I think very highly of him. I think he's a good manager, tactically, man management wise. Watch his A-League access from last year was very good. So yeah, that's just a tidbit that I wanted to say. Before we move on to the bigger talking points, rest in peace to Terry Venables, former Australian Socceroos coach, and also former England coach, former player, just impacted a lot of people. Coached Barcelona as well. So yeah, sad day in the footballing world because a very special person to a lot of people has passed. So rest in peace to Terry Venables. Yeah, it's always quite sad and devastating. Thoughts go out to his family throughout this time. Obviously, Australia versus Palestine. I want to touch on that very, very briefly. 1-0 win last Wednesday or last Thursday. It just was what it was, right? We weren't good at all. We couldn't break through the press. We weren't coherent going forward. Didn't create chances. We're lucky that we have a 7'8" giant as of a centre back that can piss on these tiny people that we verse. Yeah, that's all it was. Couldn't create. Couldn't do anything. I'm not worried, right? Because like I said last episode, I'm not going to sit here and scream about, oh my god, like we have a lot to worry about when it comes to these games, because it's still very early in the qualification campaign. The squad's going to change, the tactics going to change, backroom stuff's going to change, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm not worried, but it's just like a little bit more from that game would have been good, and a potential banana skin, because obviously, like what's happening in the world right now, Palestine probably wouldn't have been surprised if they wanted the game a little bit more than us, put it that way. So yeah, there's that. So moving on to the A-League chat, because there's two big things that happens. I'll speak on Auckland's new team. Auckland's will officially another New Zealand team in the A-League in 2024, 2025. I like it. I like it. So it's been announced for next year, and the women and the A-League women's the year after. The person who is behind it all is the owner of Bournemouth, has stakes in Lorient and some other big football clubs, as well as some other sporting teams in America that aren't football related. The guy seems to be legit and seems to know what he's doing and know what he's talking about and knows how to run a football club. I think it's good. I think there's a market in Auckland. I think it's good to expand to 2 New Zealand teams. You get another derby in there, and also it doesn't saturate the Australian market as well, which I think is a good thing. It grows the New Zealand game, which is always good, even though it doesn't directly affect Australia. I think that's a good byproduct of having New Zealand teams playing in the A-League. Like I said, you get another derby in there. Hopefully you get more. Hopefully there's a market there. I assume they would have done their market research. So yeah, overall happy with it. Yeah, overall happy with it. I don't really see. Was there better options? Maybe there was better options. Maybe Canberra should have been introduced a lot sooner. Maybe another team in Adelaide or whatever. But I think New Zealand definitely has the demand for more than one football team, considering the fact now that they will be qualifying for World Cups every single cycle because of more teams being implemented into the World Cup. I think it's important that they have more than one professional team as well, because it allows the pathway through. And naturally, the more professional teams there are, the better the quality of the league. And we've seen Wellington just haven't been able to grab that brass ring. They've been teetering around. They produce some high quality talent, probably most notably Marco Rojas. So if we get more Marco Rojases in the league, if we can get another team that's very competitive and that's vying for finals and for top 4 and top 2 and has a market, brings fans, brings energy in the derby as well, that will inevitably happen. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Really happy. I don't see a big issue, and I think there will be another team announced very soon. So yeah, if we can get 2 new teams in the A-League next season, unreal, perfect. I don't see an issue with it at all, because I feel like this has been done right. I feel like this has been done correctly, and that's something I don't think I can say for the likes of MacArthur and maybe to a little bit of a lesser, but still very real extent, Western United. So yeah, I feel like this is done well. This has been done correctly and has done its due diligence and has been thorough in its process. So that's what you can ask for, right? So yeah, fingers crossed that they aren't a basket case like some other New Zealand teams have been. So yeah, fingers crossed it works. There's that. And finishing things up, I want to speak on the Sydney Derby. 28,000 people. 28,000 people at the Sydney Derby, where Western Sydney won 1-0. It was who scored the goal? It's escaping me. I do know this because I watched the game. I was at a wedding, but I still kind of half watched it. Sapsford, that's it. Yeah, he's an academy boy, isn't he? Yeah, he's 21 years old. 21 years old. Funny enough, a Sydney FC kind of academy boy as well. So, yeah, unreal. Scored the goal in the 80th minute, was it? Something like 80. Was it 80th? I feel like it was. Or was it earlier than that? Yeah, 70th minute. It was a well taken goal. Ryan Grant just can't defend. Forgot how to defend, which is very funny. 28,000 people as I am about to sneeze, so I'm going to quickly stop the recording and come back. No, I'm not. Blocked it out. How's the reverse psychology on that? Anyways, Ryan Grant can't defend, which is hilarious. 28,000 people at the game. Unreal. That is exactly what we need. 28,000 people. Sydney derby. The best derby in the A-League. As a Melburnian, I'm still going to say it. Because it is the limbs, the atmosphere, the choreography, the tifos, everything about Saturday night was very, very good. The drama, having a former Sydney FC Academy player come back and haunt Sydney FC like they've done countless times before for Western Sydney in the first derby of the year, scoring the goal away from home. Shame the football, I think, could have been a little bit better. It was a little bit of a stagnant, timid game, but I think that's only because it's quite early on in the year, and if it was later on, the football would have been a little bit more expansive, so you can't hold too much of a grudge. But yeah, overall, very, very good game, very good advertisement for the league, and to see 28,000 people rock up, while we used to be able to get 40, 50,000 at some derbies, 28 is the biggest crowd that we've had in a long time, so you got to take it while it's here. And can't complain. Can't complain in that aspect. I thought it was very good. That's it for that type of chat. Not a lot of A-League chat because the A-League was really not that important, not that fun this weekend. Victory drew, 1-1, 90th minute. Bruno Fornaroli gets in there. City lost again. Alex Paulson made his third penalty save, I think it was. Is a third penalty save so far this season, second penalty save so far this season. Insane. City struggling. F1 derby. F3 derby. I don't know. F3 derby, that's it. F1 derby. Where have I thought of that one from? It's a derby about cars. F3 derby, Central Coast, 3-1 win. They get their season off and running with their first win of the season. They needed that desperately because they've got too good of a squad to be in the position that they were in. So, they needed that, which is great. And on Sunday as well, Brisbane beat Perth on a cow paddock of a pitch. That's a story for a different day, but that's a fucking disgrace. And Adelaide beat Western United 3-1 in Ballarat with 30 people watching. Terrific. One of the very few times we're going to see Irakunda play in Melbourne again, which is awesome. But yeah, I want to quickly wrap this up because I want to be able to finish the recording before the file corrupts again. So, Champions League back this weekend. PSG versus Newcastle back this week. PSG versus Newcastle will be terrific as always. Real Madrid versus Napoli will be quite good. Premier two game. Is there an EPL game? Is there an A-League game on Friday night? Yeah, Brisbane versus Western Sydney Friday night at Suncorp. That should be a pretty good game. Brisbane looking to carry on their momentum. Saturday games. Only two games. Western United versus Wellington and Sydney versus Perth, and then Victory versus Central Coast. Macarthur versus Adelaide, and Newcastle versus Melbourne City on Sunday. Prem games. Not a whole lot of interesting Prem games. Chelsea versus Brighton at 1am on Monday, which will be good to watch. And then City versus Tottenham. Fingers crossed Ange doesn't get embarrassed. Terrific. Okay, that is all for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching another episode of the 2 Foot Tackle podcast. I've been your host, Ari Stamatakos, as I've butchered it there a little bit. You know what? I'm not even going to cut that out. Because that's live television, and I should have done better there. So, you know what? Okay, I've fixed it. I'm not even gonna cut that out. That's live podcasting, and you know what? That shows the authenticity of this. Thank you all very much for watching. I can't believe that's happened. That's me rushing to re-record this and not unticking and not starting from the start the 2 files on the OBS. That's what that is. So lesson learned. You're seeing a lesson being learned live. There you go. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you sticking around. Make sure you subscribe to the Foot Tackle podcast on YouTube, notification bell, like it, all that good stuff. All the audio platforms as well, 2 Foot Tackle podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Not 5-star rating, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and also, of course, all the socials, Two Foot Tackle Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Make sure you follow and like and do all that good stuff. So yes, thank you very much for watching another episode of the Two Foot Tackle Podcast. Thank you very much for sticking around. Apologies for that blunder, but it's quite funny, so I'll keep it in. See you guys next week. Goodbye. Unbelievable.